Welcome, in front of me is a Huawei P30 Lite, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a brief overview of the device. So to get started, this is the box that it comes in. Mine is the unpacking parts like this sticky stuff here from the tape and stuff like that. So let's start off by actually opening it up. So the packaging is fairly nice, similar to majority of other Huawei devices. Maybe not as premium as, for instance, their Mate series, at least comparing it to what my Mate 20 came in, but still the case is nice and stuff. So, and there's the device now. It's already set up and used for a little bit, but for all intents and purposes, it's basically new at the moment. So, apart from the device, we get a little SIM eject tool, and just cable came out. So let me grab that and drop it back in here. So everything now came out. So now there is nothing left in here. Just drop that on the side. So you got the SIM eject tool right here, and you got the little booklet 1 and 2. No one really cares about those, so let's just trash it somewhere. And then we got the cable for charging. So it's not the fastest one that you will have from Huawei. This is just the 18-watt fast charging. They have faster ones, but then it's a light version, so I don't think it even supports it. And the cable is USB-A to C. It's a normal one. Some newer devices nowadays come with the USB-C charger, but this is not one of them. And then you get also the headphones right here. So those are just like some wired buds, and yes, the device actually has a headphone jack, so you don't need any dongle, but the headphones itself, they look a little bit cheap, to be honest. So let's just drop that in here, all of that, and set it to the side and put on the forefront the device itself. So as you can see, it's set up. Now it also has a notch, so let me enable that so you actually get a good look on how that looks like. Although it's one of those just camera notches things, so more like a drop. There we go. So now you can get a full idea of how the device looks like. So when it comes down to the display, it's a 6.15 inch display with a resolution of 1080 by 2312, and that comes out to be 415 pixels per inch. And when it comes down to the screen to body ratio, it's an 84.2%. So nothing really mind-blowing nowadays. The device was released, I think, exactly a year ago to this day, give or take a couple days. But yeah, it's been about a year. So then the device has a couple options that it can come in. So you have a 4 GB version, 6 and 8 GB version of this device, and all of them come with 128 gigs built-in storage plus, well, expandable SD storage. And if you're wondering, this takes the traditional SD card. If I can actually pop out the tray so you can see it. So actually it's already in here. Oops, drop the SIM card, but yeah, you can see it right here. So it takes just a normal SIM card, so you don't need none of that nano memory from Huawei. So if you have like a SD card laying around, you can totally use it. Then going on, when it comes down to cameras, the front camera is 24 megapixels or 30, not really sure. It was written at like 2 different specs, so I'm not really exactly sure. Maybe could be that the 8 GB version might have better specs, but I kind of highly doubt it. So I'll be just basing it on the ones that seem, at least to me, more plausible based on the specifications that I was reading. So the front is 24 megapixel wide camera that can shoot videos at 1080p at 30 frames. And then on the back, if we flip it over, you have a triple camera setup, as you can see. And you have the main at 48 megapixel wide, then you have 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth camera. And again, they can shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second, along with the ESI, so electronic image stabilization. So nothing really mind-blowing there, but still better than, I guess, the front. And then the device comes with an Android 9, so normally it would come with an Android Pie, but I believe right now, I updated it not too long ago, but it actually doesn't look like it's a thing here. Let me just quickly check, just to be sure. But apparently it should have an update to Android 10 and also the EMUI 10. But judging by how the center here looks like, it still looks like it's on the Android 9. And I'm about to find out once I find it. Yep, it's still on Android 9, so it's not Android 10. Maybe this device just didn't get the update yet. They're rolling them out in a way like slowly and really unsteadily. So other people might have it already for half a year, while this device still haven't gotten it. For some reason, it feels like Europe is a little bit behind when it comes down to Huawei and their update drops. So if you're buying this phone somewhere in like UK, keep in mind that you will be late with majority of the updates. And I'm basically speaking from experience with my device. It's also Huawei, and it takes them god-awfully long time to drop updates for the device that supposedly is supposed to be top of the line. And it's more precisely the Mate 20 Pro, so it's not necessarily the oldest device. Right about now it's like what, 1.5 years. But it was still their flagship, and I feel like I'm being mistreated with the fact that the device is basically being so late with any kind of update. Even the security patches are coming super slow. So yeah, I assume the same treatment will be done for these, if not even worse, considering this is their light version. Anything else that I might want to point out? Probably not. I'll go briefly over the build. So I just lock it in. So at the top you have the headphone grill, or not headphone, but the speaker grill right above the camera. It's a really slim one, barely visible. Then at the bottom you don't really have anything. If I take it off, you have a tiny little chin and basically no bezels all around apart from this drop here. And then at the back you have just a glass finish along with, well, front two, Gorilla Glass, and you also have a fingerprint sensor on the back, so no in-display one, but then it is a light version, so wouldn't really expect it, to be honest. And the price also isn't breaking the budget. It costs about, at least at the release, I think it costed $190, something along those lines. So probably now it might cost even less. But yeah, I'm going around. So right here on the right side, you got the power key and volume rockers. At the top, you have the SIM tray. As you can see, this is the SIM tray, and nothing else apart from that here. Then on the left side, completely clean. And at the bottom, you have a Type-C, microphone, speaker grill, and the headphone jack. So, like I said, if you're a fan of headphone jack, you do have it on this device. And yeah, that's about it from the visual aspect of the device. So that is basically it. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.